Onlangse nuus oor korporatiewe en regeringsskandale het veral laat ontstaan oor die etiese gedrag in Suid-Afrikaanse organisasiekulture. Die Suid-Afrikaanse Instituut van Interne Ouditeure, oftewel die UIA, onderneem 'n jaarlikse opname waarin hul verskeie organisasies se houding teenoor korporatiewe bewindvoering meet. Die UIA verteenwoordig meer as 8000 lede en die verslag word saamgestel in 'n vennootskap met die Universiteit van Suid-Afrika. Die volledige verslag is verlede week vrygestel en die Winslyn span het met korporatiewe bestuurskenner professor Mervyn King en die uitvoerende hoof van die UIA, Dr. Claudelle von Eck, oor die betekenis van hierdie verslag gaan gesels.
There are a number of issues that we've picked up in the index. First and foremost, the overall scoring has gone down about 6.6%. And given the current climate in South Africa, although it's confirming that the climate may be right, it is also concerning at the same time because we have in particular asked the CAEs questions around their own organizations. We haven't asked them about what they think is happening in the country. So if their results correlates with what we see in the country, it's not good.
The value of a report like this, it makes people think and starts evaluating how they've been conducting themselves. But it's not an index which results in saying that all our listed companies are not conducting themselves ethically. Because in fact, the governance of our listed companies is amongst the best in the world. And of course, in a basket of apples, you're not going to get all the apples are good. So there are 3 or 4 companies at the moment that there are question marks over a few hundred which are listed on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. Our governance code, King 4 report, it is seen around the world as the best governance report in the world, and it is used around the world as a template for the development of other codes. So the state of our governance and the quality of our governance is good in the private sector, listed companies I'm talking about. In the public sector, it's not simply because some basic tenets of good governance have not been observed by ministers in the appointment of directors to our state-owned companies. For example, they've breached the basic tenet of splitting authority and responsibility. I always say that you might have the right, but you're not obliged to appoint the chairman and the chief executive. It's not good governance for a shareholder to appoint the chairman and the chief executive. If the chief executive doesn't carry things out correctly and messes things up, the minister's not liable, the directors are liable. The directors haven't even appointed that person. Then the directors must appoint their leader. Otherwise, the chairman comes into the board sits with 2 pips on his shoulder. He's the shareholder and he's the leader of the board. And it gives distortion in the discussion at board level.
It's not so much about the structure because people can maneuver around structures. It is really about to what degree the directors are asking the right questions. And it's a very fine balancing act. And I'm speaking from the perspective of a CEO. So there needs to be accountability. There need to be enough controls around me to ensure that I can't go rogue. But at the same time, there's got to be enough trust so that I can run, right? So you can't run as a CEO if you constantly being pulled back or you constantly have to account for every single move that you make. So the board has to have continual conversations and honest conversations.
You're not going to create honesty and competency by threatening people with jail. It's a mindset change. You've got to cross what I call the self-river. You've got to get rid of self-interest and self-concern and go to that area where you appreciate you're acting for an incapacitated, inanimate person that has no conscience, has no heart, mind or soul of its own, the company. And the directors become the heart, mind and soul, and it's their conscience whether the company is seen to be a good one or causes outrage to society. You've got to apply these principles and explain your practices. So you've got to apply your mind very mindfully to try and achieve 4 critical outcomes, which are ethical culture with effective leadership, adequate and effective controls, trust and confidence in the company, by the community in which the company operates with the legitimacy of operations, and value creation in a sustainable manner. And you can test that with one word, and the word is Oakbay. So as soon as you lose that trust and confidence, the rest starts disintegrating.
People have become a lot more conscious of what is ethical and what is not ethical. Because in a lot of cases, people do things that are not quite ethical and they don't realize that that behavior is unethical or that the ethical implications in terms of impact of their decisions and their actions. But the more we talk about it and the more conscious we become, the more we can change our behavior and our attitude as well.